season starting up with Halloween and all that stuff. At work, everyone decorated Halloween today, so we'll see how that goes. I've been working on not so much Python this week, but I did work on the CodeNewbie challenge, which is what Iron Coder turned into, and I think we can talk about that in a few minutes. I'll wait till after we have a chance for stand-up and for a few people to join before talking about the next challenge and how that's going to work. But yeah, I was pretty happy that it looks like we may get. I do a little Python and SQL group at work too, just an impromptu kind of lunch and learn type group, and it looks like that might get some publicity through in the company. So yeah, I was excited to learn about that today too.
Pretty good.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's what I've been doing. Also been watching some football. I had the chance last Sunday to just sit and watch the games, which was wonderful. So, so what have you all been up to?
Well, this week I was doing a lot more reading about Python than I was actually coding Python. Today was the first time I was doing most of the coding, and it was I was working on my Twitter stream application, and got it to, you set a time that you want the stream to run for, it'll grab all those tweets and then cut off the stream. So it's not, it gets the tweets in the stream in real time, but it's not really real-time analytics because you got to pull everything out of the database to run the analytics. So I was trying to keep it simple for right now instead of going into Redis caches and all this other stuff.
Cool. Are you using Rethink for that? Did you swap that out or?
Yeah, I'm using Rethink right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Rethink. Yeah, but I was in the reading. I was gonna work on like the penetration testing and stuff in Python, like some of that hacking stuff, but did a lot of reading on that, and then when Saran reached out to me about the Twitter, how to switch gears.
Yeah, that's great. I hope that works out. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Is that for the CodeNewbie Twitter chat?
Yes it is.
Sweet. Hey, welcome. Sai, is that your name? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Sai, how's it going?
Yeah, fine. What about you?
Great, doing good. Welcome to Python Thursday. We're just kind of going through, doing a little stand-up right now, talking about what's going on, maybe what we've been working on with Python, and so hey, join at a good time.
Well, I found a local group. They're called Code for DC, and they're like a civic organization. So I was there yesterday and found a couple civic projects to work on to try and help my Python skills get better. So that's what I started doing.
That sounds great. So they work within the community to help people out?
Yeah, they're part of the Code for America Brigade, local division, and they have all sorts of different projects which run on all sorts of different languages and frameworks. And I found a Python project that they have. It helps the local residents find their local representative for their district. And then they also have like projects where, that project runs on Python and Django, but they also have other projects which run on Ruby, some which need HTML. They just have all sorts of different projects. So I told them I would try and help with the Python and Django project so I could help get my skills up on that one.
Hey, that's great. That's great. That's a really good cause and good
right
to get involved in a project there.
Yeah. Well, that's what I figured. It's better to learn building something that's useful than building something you'll throw away later or forget about. So I figured, yeah, that would be good. And plus, it'll look good on a resume.
That's great. Let me know how it goes.
Okay.
Cool. Let's see. What about you, Derek? What'd you do?
Um, haven't been doing much Python. Had a lot of busy week at work doing other stuff. A lot of coding in a lot of different languages. Just Python doesn't happen to be one of them.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, let us talk. So last week I talked about how we're kind of migrating from the group project into kind of like with Iron Coder, we changed up the name to be CodeNewbie Challenge, but moving to individual projects with challenges so that hopefully more people can get involved and work on the individual project. A lot of times with the group project, it seemed that there was enough for a few people to get involved, but then when new people joined in, they weren't up to speed, or maybe there were all the features were in the same area. So hopefully this will free up that so that you don't really have as many dependencies in the way of getting started, and hopefully you enjoy the challenges too if you give them a shot. Before I get into that though, Sai, did you want to tell us about maybe your experience with Python, or where?
Yeah, actually, I recently started learning Python. So I'm following a data scientist track in dataquest.io.
Okay.
So I played with Pandas library, MATLAB lib. So
Oh.
I'm doing the course basically. Getting to use Python over there.
Oh, great. So I'm not overly familiar with MATLAB, but it's like I think
it helps you in plotting graphs and all.
I'm sorry?
It helps you in plotting graphs.
Okay, for plotting graphs and doing not so much data analytics, but like graphing and plotting mathematical applications?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
It does a lot of data analytics too.
It does data analytics as well?
Yeah. It approaches a full-fledged scripting language. There's a lot of stuff you can do in there. I can't even start to go into everything that it does, but it's going to be an awful lot like the Jupyter notebooks, but it's going to be more mathematically based and going through, and it'll do just about anything you can come up with that you want to do computationally. It probably has it built in.
Oh, wow. That sounds very very interesting, but also very challenging on the mathematical front.
Yes.
Cool. So did you say that you were looking to do some of that stuff in Python? Size? Or were you just looking to integrate the two?
I didn't get you.
Are you looking to move over from MATLAB to Python, or are you looking to use them together?
No, I'm using Python only. So it's just a library for Python, MATLAB.
Okay.
I forgot the exact name.
Okay. Well, cool. Welcome to the group. All right. So, let's see. Let me go over this week's control. Here, I'll put it back in. I don't know if everyone got it because I put it in kind of early. And one thing that's cool about the way that they're doing this is that this is challenge. One of the things that Iron Coder did was it made the challenges language agnostic, and moving it back into the Python group I think loses a little bit of that, but we get it back because we're not going to be the only group that's working on these challenges. The Ruby group and the JavaScript enabled, the JavaScript group, JS enabled. So Ruby Monday and JS enabled are going to be working along with us on these projects. So it kind of gives us a point of reference if we wanted to check out what they're doing. They're working on the same project, just in a different language in their groups. So I think that's a neat way to help kind of bridge the gap between the different groups and make them all more accessible to anyone who wants to kind of jump from one to the next. All right, so this 2-week project is called Anti-Up, and in this scenario, you've been contacted by a technology security company who needs some technical assistance. They do security for the World Poker Federation, which is a prestigious poker tournament, and they believe that someone is cheating at cards, and they're trying to see if they can discover that. What they're able to provide to you is a transcription of the cards, or what they're able to provide, what they have, is a transcription of the cards that all the players have in the game, the various games that have occurred. And those will be a series of 2-digit cards, so a suit and a value, 5 of those per each hand. And what they need you to do is translate those to poker scoring. So determine if that hand is a straight flush, 4 of a kind, full house, flush straight, 3 of a kind, 2 pair, or high card. That's the basic challenge, and there's a link in here that shows, if you're unfamiliar with what all those definitions, those 9 definitions of poker hands are, it'll go give you a basic information about those, and it'll go into further depth as deep as you need. Excuse me, as you need to go with that. So that's the basic challenge, and kind of keeping with the Iron Coder style stretch goals. There are 2 stretch goals. So what you can do beyond that is, if your program will accept more than one of these hands at a time, determine if any of those cards in the hands are duplicated, and also return the hand from the series that has the highest value, so the hand that would have won that round. So that makes sense. I hope that made sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that is the latest challenge that starting up tonight. I hope that all of you will give it a try. I'm looking forward to doing it. I haven't done a challenge now in a couple weeks, so I'm looking forward to that one. I think it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts or questions on that? No?
No.
Seems like a good challenge for some object-oriented programming.
Definitely. I would very much agree with that. I'm not exactly sure how to split it up for object-oriented programming, but I'm thinking you probably have at least a hand class. And
I have a
maybe
feeling
a
a card class.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Probably want both, but you know, there's lots of different ways to do it. If I'd be interested to see. I know that well, Jay's not on tonight, but he was talking to him recently about doing functional programming in Python. It might be interesting to see someone take a try at something like that with us. I don't know where Jay is.
Yeah, I haven't seen him on Slack at all today.
He's probably busy.
For a minute, I thought everyone forgot that it was Thursday.
How could we forget it was Thursday?
We can't forget it's Thursday.
I don't know. Crazy things happen. You wake up, you think it's Wednesday.
Yeah, but the day after Thursday is Friday.
Yeah.
This is very true.
I have a question. How long does this challenge last?
It'll be 2 weeks, so I think it's technically starting tomorrow.
Oh.
But since it's so close to tomorrow, I figured we'd just start it now. So it's basically till the end of the month. Although I don't think anyone's going to be working on it on Halloween, so till the 30th. So yeah, and next week we can talk about, if anyone runs into any problems or has questions. Feel free during the week if you want to reach out and have questions about it. I'm cool with that. Otherwise, if you want to talk about it, anything you've run into during next week's Python Thursday, you can do that too. So let's see, that took us through that pretty quickly. If we've been doing some live coding the last few weeks. If anyone's up for that, I'd be happy to drive or let someone else drive if they want to. Depending on what you all want to do.
Some live coding sounds good.
All right, cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's do it. I'll fire it up and share my screen, and we can find something to do. And I got my, I'm using my old laptop today because the last 2 times I've used my new laptop, the mic inexplicably cuts out. So hopefully that won't be happening today. All right, so let's see, we've done Interview Cake a couple times. We've done Project Euler a couple times. What's another one that's out there? There was, I don't want to overuse a specific site. There's what, Code Wars. There is Code Kata. And there's always Project Euler.
Euler.
It just looks like a Euler, and it sounds like Bueller. All right.
How about Daily Programmer?
Which one?
Daily Programmer. It's a subreddit.
I'm sorry. Which one?
It's a subreddit. It's called Daily Programmer.
Oh, okay.
They have different challenges every week. Easy on Monday, intermediate on Wednesday, and hard on Friday.
Okay, yeah, let's give that a shot. See what's there. So, easy, intermediate, hard. We did something Fibonacci-ish last week. Random bag system. How easy are the easies and how hard are the hards?
The easies are relatively. They're like the Iron Coder challenges you've been putting up that I've been reading.
Okay.
They're kind of like that. And then at the bottom, everybody puts their solution, but everybody does it in a different language, and it's always spoiler. It's always in the spoiler font, so you can't see it unless you actually go over it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll have to check this out. Thanks for pointing this one out. All right, let's see what this one is. Contrary to popular belief, the tetroma pieces you're given in a game of Tetris are not randomly selected. Instead, all 7 pieces are placed into a bag. Pieces randomly removed from the bag and presented to the player until the bag is empty. When the bag is empty, it is refilled, and the process is repeated for any additional pieces that are needed. In this way, it is assured the player will never go too long without seeing a particular piece. It is possible for the player to receive 2 identical pieces in a row, but never 3 or more. Your task for today is to implement the system. Okay, so output string for signifying 50 tetroma pieces given to a player using a random bag system. This will be on a single line. The pieces are as follows. Okay. Okay, so there's letters that represent the pieces, and I assume this string is 50 characters long. Although the output is semi-random, you can verify whether or not it's likely to be correct by making sure that pieces do not repeat within chunks of 7. Pieces do not. Okay. Because there are 7 tiles. I'm not sure I understand.
So it randomly gives you each of those 7 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it's used all 7, it starts over again and randomly gives you one of the 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and each time it takes one of those 7, it also removes it from that bag of 50.
No, there's a bag of 7.
Oh, it's a bag of 7.
It's a bag, one each of the 7.
It cycles through the 7.
I get it. Okay. 50 is just the total number of how many it wants in the output.
Right.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's do this. What is this called? The random bag system. All right, so I think. All right, so we're going to need a bag, which I think. I'm going to need a bag. And does it make sense to start by making a function to fill the bag with 7 pieces?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay.
Sure.
So we'll try that. Fill bag. Bag in. And so I guess we could say we don't even need to fill the bag, do we? We can use get a new bag. And then you say bag is OISELJT split. This is obviously not going to be random.
Well, you could probably.
Does
Not yet.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
Oh no, I was gonna say if it's in a list, you could use the indexing. You could use a random number generator to produce a number that you could use as the index to randomly call pieces.
Isn't there a function that does that?
There could
Is
be.
it shuffle?
Yes, I believe shuffle is, in fact.
Even better.
I think we used that in something previously. So like that?
No, I think it's bag.shuffle. But my other question is, doesn't split on white spaces?
I think. Well, we'll find out. I think on a string it'll split. I don't know, honestly. I might need to say split like that, but I'm not sure. So let's find out.
Yeah, we'll see.
So let's just say print. And I want to make sure I'm using Python 3. See what it does. It's the function. Nice. Well, I forgot the parentheses on the print statement, but they weren't the parentheses I normally forget.
I think that's a step in the right direction.
List has no attribute shuffle.
Interesting.
Oh, you want to import random.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
And then it's random.shuffle bag.
That.
Yeah, that looks good.
That's random.
That's very random. My guess is that it does it in place. Like that. So it keeps the list, and it just shuffles them within the list. It doesn't return anything. It's not splitting correctly. You were right. You know there's a way to split on each character. It's new. Okay, so maybe I'm just imagining things. Do we just set this up as a list, or just are there other ideas on how to do this?
Stack Overflow says just to wrap the string in the list command.
Oh, okay. After the or before the split, or without the split?
No split.
Just list string.
Yep.
Just like that?
Yep.
Let's try it out. It's absolutely correct.
Oh, beautiful.
Alright, so we got our shuffled bag. So what do we want to do next? We make a get next or next piece method. Or no, how about a take piece method? And that will return the next piece from the bag, or make a new bag if it's empty and return that next piece. Or does someone have a better idea? I know.
That's probably the right idea, but we probably want to do it as a generator so that
Okay.
it keeps the bag. It keeps the bag there as a state variable.
Okay, that sounds like an excellent idea, but I am not too familiar with generators, so I'll have to do what you tell me.
Alright, so let's start by defining a function.
What are we going to call this? Like next piece?
Sure.
And is this going to take any parameters?
No, I don't think so. While true, we want to check first. We want to check and see if the bag is empty.
Okay, so if bag, then bag 0.
Bag equals new bag.
We
No.
probably want to just end if here, or no end if, because this isn't VB.
And then maybe do like a yield bag. Pop? Is there a pop function?
There is a pop.
Yeah. I think there's pop, remove, delete.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we would say, like out here,
We could do it as a list comprehension.
okay, so we'll call that pieces equals next. How would we do that? As a,
I would do it as next piece.
okay.
For X in range 50.
Okay. Oh, I think you can just do that, right?
I think it's just 50.
Just 50. So like that?
Yep.
Nice and elegant. I like that.
Let's make sure it works first. I've never coded a generator before.
It's returning a generator object. Oh. Let's try. Let's stay away from the list generator for now. Because I think. So let's try this. For X in. That doesn't have an end, does it?
No, it doesn't.
That's not what I want. Let's go back to your range 50. That?
Well, you could have been playing with fire. You could do it the other way and just run the code until your computer crashes.
My son did that when I showed him Java. He set up a list that, or no, he set up a loop. I think he just incremented a loop from 1 to forever and just sat there and waited for it to crash, printing out each number. He's like, watch this, this is cool, I'm going to crash the computer. Is a generator object. I'm doing something wrong. The generator object. So is the generator object an iterator, or is it just a wrapper around the actual value that we want?
I believe it's supposed to be the iterator.
Okay. So let's look up the syntax of the Python generator. It's a generator pattern, but I don't think that's what we want either. Here we go. So we want to pass in the limit function when we generate. So we pass in the number of times it's going to loop. Maybe?
That's what it looks like.
We should be able to do that.
So I think, I could be wrong here, but if we pass that generator to a list, it will exhaust the items? No, that is wrong. Blend bag reference. Because it doesn't know what bag is. Oh. So scheme is not so elegant, but that should do it. Yeah, wrapping the generator in a list, not the memory intensive way, or efficient way of doing it, but it does output our full list of items from the generator. And those 7 are unique. Those 7 are unique. That one and the next O is unique. But you see, this is 1 7 to the next, so we do have 2 items in a row. I think it worked. That's. I like the generator. I'm still not really comfortable with it, but it worked, and I kind of want to play with a different solution for this to see. Maybe if we did it like this, 4 X in next piece. Might work. Now begins with OTX. Now begins with I. Okay, this is driving me crazy. If you put a comma after your print, it won't put a new line, right? Or is that Python 2?
I'm not sure.
Maybe Python 2. Let's see. Python 3. Maybe it's that. Oh, that's not it either. Let me look that up. Python 3, no print without new line. here we go. Print. Oh, end equals quote quote.
Oh.
And that drives me crazy too.
Probably want to just put a print of a
New line at the end.
yeah, just an empty. I wouldn't even do that. I'd just do an empty string.
Oh, yeah, that's easier to type.
Oh,
Oh.
not in the loop.
Not in the loop. There we go. I like that the generator is flexible enough that you can pass it, like when you're calling it, you can change. You can change it to 100 or X number of items from that generator. That's cool. Yeah, good suggestion. The challenge.
Yeah.
I like it.
Good job.
Yeah, good suggestion, and Derek, good work on that generator. That's pretty cool stuff.
Thank you.
And the nice thing about this here, using this rather than wrapping your generator with a list, is that you're using the generator efficiently because it's the entire list in memory at one time. So even if we went like that, at no point is it generating more than the current, well, I guess the 7 items for the bag internally, but the current item from the list, so it's more memory efficient than generating an entire 100,000 item list.
That's one of the things they changed in Python 3. There was X range in Python 2, which was a generator, and that's what it is in Python 3.
Yeah, range is automatically a generator in Python 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. But if we were to say, like, we would negate the effectiveness of the generator if we did this.
Yeah, because you'd end up storing it.
You store all the items at one time.
Yeah.
If it be that.
Are you going to attempt to run that?
No. Well, should I? I wasn't going to, but now that you say not this, let's see what happens. If the computer crashes, then you'll know why.
Oop. Oh.
Huh. Powered through it. That is a big list. Ooh. Highlighted print. All right, cool. I think that was a good live coding challenge.
Yeah.
I'll have to look back there again in the future. Remember, what was it called? Daily Programmer on subreddit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the subreddit. And they have a couple other subreddits that are pretty good, but that's the one that usually has all the challenges.
That's great. I like it. This in the top. Eat. All right. Well, did we want to try another one, or we want to call it a night?
Yeah, I'd say one more.
What's that?
I'd say, yeah, why not one more?
One more? All right. Let's do it. Let's see
The
what
night
else.
is still young.
The night is still young. I like that. Ruth Aaron Pear's Vampire Numbers. The House That ASCII Built. I like these names. What sounds good?
Vampire.
Yeah, since it's Halloween month, vampire numbers.
Vampire Numbers it is. Okay. I see that no Hearts challenge posted last week. The moderator had some challenges getting away. Hopefully an easy challenge makes up for it. Okay, so vampire number V, no, that's a good name for it, is a number V equals XY with an even number n of digits formed by multiplying a pair of n divided by 2. Okay. Maybe not reading this out loud for a minute might help me get this. Fangs? Maybe the example will help. Okay. 2 digits in a line indicating and the number of digits and the number of factors defined if it is a vampire number. For example, M, the number of fangs, for example. 4, 2. List all the vampire numbers of n digits. You should omit the number and its factors. I hope one of you is understanding this more than I am.
Yeah, take a look at the first example that they've got there. 1260 equals 21 times 60. So you've got a 4-digit number that is equal to, that's the product of two 2-digit numbers, and the digits are the same.
Oh, okay. And here it's the same numbers, though they're not in the same order.
Right.
I get it. So it's 2 numbers that you can create the product, or where the product of those 2 numbers contains the same digits as the product.
Right.
And you generate them based off of this, which is the number of digits in your first or your product, and the number of digits in your 2.
No, it's the number of factors is the second one.
It's number of factors.
Yeah, because take a look at the next one.
Yeah, you're right. So it's always 2-digit numbers.
Well, that's going to depend on the numbers you're given. So if I gave you 9 and 3, then you would need 3-digit numbers in order to make it work out and have 3 things multiplied together to give you a 9-digit number.
And those are the fangs.
And those are the fangs. Okay. Someone had a 2-line answer. Sheesh. All right. Well, you want to give this a shot?
Sure, let's go for it.
All right. That's what I like to hear. Where was it? Okay. Where would we start?
Where would we start?
let's just. I think this one is mentioning two-digit numbers because it's the easy version.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we start by just handling two-digit numbers
Yes.
as the factors, unless it's easy to handle more.
I'm not even sure how to go about doing this.
Me either, because even though you could split them up into two numbers, sometimes the digits were inverse. Because like the 1530 was 51 times 30 instead of 15 times 30.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you could multiply 21 times 60 and get 1260.
Yeah, why don't we loop through the pairs of fangs?
Okay. So like 4x in range 10 to 100.
Yeah.
4y in range 10 to 100.
Do that from 10 to x.
X.
If or wait. I'm sorry. X plus 1. If we get a pair of numbers that is a vampire number,
Mm-hmm.
So the way you had it originally, it would have found both 2160 and 6021. So we can
Okay.
cut out half the numbers we have to check by only doing part way.
Okay, that sounds good. So then, how about if is vampire y print vampire. Three x y. Okay,
Close your other paren.
you're correct. F is vampire. We need to accept x and y. So I know we're going to need a product. So product equals x times y. Now what? It's almost like we need to convert the numbers into characters, or
Yeah.
does that help? Maybe do
Can
a-
we? Is there equality for sets?
A set isn't going to allow multiple of the same number, is it?
You're right.
But maybe a tuple.
No, we don't want a tuple because the order shouldn't matter.
Right. We could sort it first in a list and convert it to a tuple. I think you're right that trying to compare one list to another might have problems unless there's something.
Or could we convert the number into an array of characters, loop over them, and check?
Like one by one, looping through them.
Yeah.
Or we could use zip lists. Was that what you're saying? So like if you do str. This work? Convert them to string.
Yep.
You combine lists.
Why don't you do string concatenation?
Because that would be easier. The plus or ampersand?
Plus.
Once again, not VBA.
Alright, so we want to sort the lists.
For character in prod str.
I'm sorry?
For character in prod str.
We don't actually need to. First off, we're going to need to sort them, and we don't actually need to go through and iterate through it.
We don't?
We can just compare the two lists.
Oh, will that
Yeah,
work?
that would be nice.
It won't compare the list objects, it'll compare the values in the list?
Yes.
Oh, that's unexpectedly cool.
If you actually want to know if they're the exact same list, that's the is operator.
Okay. That is really nice. I thought we would need to write sorted. Okay.
I believe you can also just do .sort. Yeah, there it is near the bottom.
Okay, dot sort. And that does it in place.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to be lazy and just stick it on the same line. So I need another equal sign there. We should give it a shot.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens. No, that didn't work. It's true for everything.
Whoops.
All right, so let's see what's going on in here. Comment that out. Let's take some values like 12 and 34 maybe, and see what it's doing. All right, cool. And prod string and oh, Well, there you go. They are equal. They're none.
No wonder why.
No wonder. I'm thinking the sort was the wrong way I did this sort was not correct. Should get rid of the none, right? Yes.
Now it's false.
So maybe it was in place. So maybe I just need it on a new line. Yes.
Oh.
I'm bothered by that, though.
Seems weird, doesn't it?
Why are there only 3 numbers? Is that right?
12 times 34. Is that? Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. It distorted them 048.
Uh, that looks better.
Ah. Beautiful.
I think those are the same ones they had.
Yeah.
Yes. Interestingly, in a different order.
They have theirs sorted by the product.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Okay, so that's that part. We still aren't handling this. How many digits the output is, and how many digits, or how many factors there are. Just voting for this. That going to multiple factors kind of destroys. We need to convert it to like a list for is vampire, and let it know how many, what the length of the factor or what the product should be.
Yeah, I don't immediately see how to scale this.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Well,
Maybe.
I mean, as a one-off, we can do the 6-3 one.
yeah. Well, this should get us one step closer. What's the equivalent of a reduce in Python?
You can just do. I believe you can just do product of nums.
Huh?
Yeah, I think so.
That should make it so it's not dependent on, at least within the isVampire function.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, we still have X and Y here.
Maybe do a list comprehension there.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's excellent. So, train X for X in nums.
Wait a minute. No, that's not going to work. That's going to give us a list of strings.
Oh, but then we need to concatenate them together
Yeah.
and then do a list of that. Is there? There's got to be something like a Python reduce function. Reduce. A function of 2 arguments cumulatively. Yes, that's exactly what I want. That does not look like a built-in function.
It is a built-in function, but it got moved to a library in Python 3.
Okay. So reduce. Yes, that is what I want. So you say it's a library function now?
Yeah.
Which module?
I don't know. I
Okay.
just know that Guido hates map and reduce.
Oh. Who does?
Guido? The guy who wrote Python?
Oh, Guido. Yeah. Okay.
It is in Func Tools.
Okay. So
He doesn't like them, so he hid them.
Yeah, it was a compromise. He wanted to remove it from the language, and they talked him down to just moving it to a library.
Interesting. So from Func Tools import reduce.
Nope.
Reduce.
No.
Oh, I guess we don't need to do that one because we already figured that one out, right?
Yeah.
This one we didn't. Reduce. And X, Y. X.
No, it's lambda space x comma y colon.
Yes. Colon. That's right. Two parameters being passed to the function. The function is going. So is x the cumulative and y is the next?
Does it matter?
Okay, probably not.
Wait.
X is going to be a string and y is going to be a number. So x should already be a string. We're going to convert y to a string and concatenate it onto x. And x, this is like the next value, and this is the cumulative value.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
And then we want to wrap all that in a list?
You are correct. We do. Okay. Let me see if that still works. My product. We can. Someone has the library or module their product is in. Let's use a reduce. Reduce. Y. Semicolon. Silly reflexes. For operand pack plus for int and string. happens then. It works. Okay. So now we can handle as many numbers being passed into is vampire as we want. Also need to set len or oddlen, right?
No.
No? Isn't that one of the parameters? Is 6 and
Yeah, but there's no need for it in there.
okay. Okay.
And that's going to have more to do with the number of digits for the fangs and how many of them there are.
Okay. So now let's deal with two-digit fangs still, but we can have as many products as we need to handle as many products as possible, or not products, as many fangs as possible, or just whatever we throw at it. Is this another use for a generator? We can. Yeah, I don't know. This is the part I'm not too sure about. Because right now we're looping, but we don't know how many times we need to generate that next number.
Yeah.
Or that next range. There's probably some cool trick to do that, but I don't know it. So maybe there's a takeaway where if someone has a chance to look into it and try to solve this little nasty bit of code and come back with it, they can. Because I'm not sure how to attack that. There's probably some mathematical shortcut that I don't know.
Probably is. But you got the basics though, so you just need to. Well, I guess that was the basic problem. That was the solution.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to attempt to get the answer for the second part of the question, we can do that.
We can do that.
We can do that.
That would just be. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to need to consult someone else on this.
I would go 10 to y plus 1.
10 to y plus 1? Okay. And I think our isVampire function will now handle the third number.
I believe so.
We'll see if this will work. I think it will.
I think so too.
Something's wrong. Oh no, maybe not.
No,
Maybe not. That could be right. Oh, look at that. No, you're correct. It is right. 1, 2, 1. Yeah, there it is. Cool.
Can you go back over to your browser?
I like it.
Jamal, can you go back over to your browser?
Yeah. Which part did you want to see?
That note.
This one here?
Yeah.
Did we get that answer?
We did.
Is it invalid because it has 2 zeros in it?
I have no idea.
There. No, because this has 2 6s in it.
Scroll up. Maybe it says up above.
Oh, pairs of trailing zeros are not allowed. For whatever reason. Seems to be part of the challenge? Okay, so true vampire numbers need that the digital length of the two and no both and not both end in zeros. So it just seems like it's part of the definition rather than anything. I'm not really sure why it matters.
Yeah.
Something to do with the prime numberness of it? Maybe? Whoa. Cool. Alright, well that was an excellent choice, I think, for a second one. It was both, we were able to get some satisfaction by solving it, and there was something to take away and possibly look into if we wanted to. I'll go ahead and... Oh, go ahead.
Can you post this up on GitHub?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'll go ahead and post this up somewhere, either as a... I could probably do it as a gist. And then I'll just put it in the that's not it. And quit. Alright, so cat app I know there's something cool that will copy this to clipboard. Let me see if I can figure it out. I think it's selection clipboard.
Huh.
Yep, there it is. So that just dumps the contents of the file into your clipboard.
I've never even heard of the Xclip.
That was...
Yeah, it's a Linux one. There's something in Windows, I think, that does it too, but I don't know what off the top of my head.
That's pretty neat.
Okay, so this is... That Drew Brees GIF keeps getting me. I'm like, what is that? Why?
It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't. I don't know. I don't know. Alright. Oh, was it asking me something? It looks like a GIF that you want to import it. Yeah. go for it. Yes. Okay, I don't know if that means it worked or it didn't. I think it means it didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, it did.
Oh.
Alright, cool.
So, huh.
Here it is, collapse.
Oh.
I got rid of it. Alright, there it is. Sweet. Well, thank you very much for doing that. That was fun.
That was pretty neat.
Good work. Right. Well, I think that wraps it up for what I had for tonight. Did anyone else have anything they want to talk about before we go?
No.
Don't think so.
Cool. Well, thanks for live coding. I always enjoy that when we do that. And thanks for joining. Hope to see you next week. And maybe some Python solutions when we do.
Mm.
I mean, not Python, poker. Poker solutions.
Yeah, yeah.
Python poker solutions.
Python poker solutions. All right, sounds good. Have a good night and a good weekend.
See you.
You too.
Good night.
Night.
Like.
Night.